Hello guys and welcome to another development vlog about a game we're making. We're making kind of like a tower defense slash kind of like a strategy game that you need to upgrade your stuff and everything. So there's going to be a lot of enemies that destroy things. So we're going to be playing a lot with chaos. So what we have for so far for now is we're playing a little bit with the tools to see uh, how we can use in the future like different Unreal tools for our workflow. And I'm gonna share with you some cool things that I found that I find it really interesting. So you can see here I have two versions. One is the one with the physics. So if I simulate, and just go ahead, we'll simulate. It's still like really rough stuff, but you get the idea. Pretty cool stuff. And you will notice that actually the cloth is actually simulating as well. So if we stop here, you will see that actually I have this. So let's start with the cloth. And I'm gonna keep you guys updated with like new updates on what's going on here. But in general, like the cloth is like I just modeled the cloth like this with modeling tools, just like that. And then what I did was just to create a skeletal mesh. The skeletal mesh had the cloth assets here that I needed. So I paint here. I think if you check here, you can see how this part is not affected by the physics. Also, the corners also not affected by the physics. And that way we only get the clothing on these sides. We can also convert it to a static mesh just like that, and we can just, if we don't want the animation or whatsoever, like maybe the camera is going to be too far away, maybe we want to optimize the game a little bit, you can always convert this to a static mesh. And that's how you can have really cool cloth assets in your game. You can just simulate physics and you will have a blast there. So that's how we made the roof. All right. So the roof is using skeletal meshes, which is really cool. We're going to take a look at the destruction later. But the next part is we are actually having level instances for every single part, so that when we actually upgrade, for example, this is the tier 1. Let's duplicate this. Let's just copy this location. And let's just move this here. And we can paste it. Eventually, in the future, you can upgrade your tower. So let's say you want to upgrade this part, and then you will swap this element and put this one here. And it's like, oh, actually, like it's gonna be more chunky or whatsoever, right? And I also have other versions for the destruction. You will see that if I go here, you will find that this is actually a physical asset. Like it's a, what is it called? Geometry collection. So there is this new workflow called data flow. So I'm gonna open this up. It's gonna take a while to load. I'm gonna also remove the floor. Or you can see here. I think if I play, you will see you can see the destruction already happening here. This is a very basic setup for the destruction, and you can also see it here. Like for every, you can get first the geometry collection, get the sources, and then just create a geometry collection, which is this. There are so many things you can do here, and you can put the uniform fracture, for example. You can, you can optimize it. You can remove the polygons. You can add different kind of fractures as well, like Voronoi fracture. You can add materials on inside materials if you want. There's so many things you can do here. This is a very simple setup, and I'm going to expand on this in the future, because the cool thing about the data flow is that I don't really need to create it again. If I go here to fracture, you will see that I can update asset from data flow, and they will all use the same logic. So in the future, when I add more complexity to the destruction and I can optimize it, I can do a lot of stuff. I can even put Niagara there. Every single asset that is using this is going to be updated. So it's like really, really cool. So these data flow assets are really easy to create. Now every time you go to fracture, you create new, you will have like a new data flow, which is really, really cool. So far, this is the update I want to give you guys. I created some pieces that I can use, modular pieces that I can use here and there. You will see that it's just a really rough blockout, but I can reuse some pieces and I can reuse them here. And I have enough variation so that you don't notice it's the same one. I can just rotate it 90 degrees. I can flip them. I can do a bunch of stuff. In the future, I will add more things. But for now, like, these pieces do tend to work pretty well. In the future, I also will optimize this because it does have quite a lot of polygons. And I may not need it. If I go here to the gameplay, you see that I have a very basic gameplay here that you can spawn the tower. I think we're playing with destruction here. Yeah, we're playing with destruction. So I actually put the physical asset just to test here. I can just go here and it will just destroy. We will add the logic later when you can destroy everything, but it's a very physics heavy game. And yeah, I think the chaos tools are just really, really nice. I can go for here, the chaos destruction gym, and I have these things here that are the destroy fields. The destroy fields are basically the things that are going to be destroyed. So I can just add them here, and I can have something like this, right? I can also change a lot of values here because I don't want things to fly or anything. It's just really nice. I can change where the location of these things are. For example, I want them to be like, I don't know, here. And then the destruction will start from the middle, and then everything will collapse eventually. If I wanted to destroy the top, I can just duplicate this, and I can just destroy a little bit of the top. You can see some of these pieces of the roof have been destroyed. You will think, what happened to the roof? Well, it just falls. I'll remove the collision, add the physics, and eventually you won't be able to see it. That's pretty much the solution for now. But that's it, guys. I'm gonna keep making these blocks. I find them like, I don't want to edit or anything. If you find them really like informative, you want to keep updated on the game we're making, you can see the process little by little. Let me know in the comments so I know. So if you like this type of devlog style, just let me know. Like, I will just keep making those. I like them, so I will continue to make those, obviously. But you also can tell me what you like, what you dislike. If you want to go into details of some of these things, maybe I can do that as well. Maybe a live stream can be good. But I want to keep this very personal, very like a chill video where I can just show you the process and everything. You can just go here and simulate everything. All right, so it's really cool. Yeah, like, it's really, really cool. And if you got any questions about the workflow or anything, just let me know in the comments. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.